going on, everybody? Today I'm reviewing the new horror film directed by Robert Eggers, The Witch, and it stars a couple of people I'm not aware of at the moment, and also the person who plays Lysa Arryn in Game of Thrones, she's in here as well. So this movie is basically about this family in the 1630s in England. Basically, they're kicked out of their town, kind of live in the woods, at the edge of the woods, and stuff goes wrong really quickly, and their family is slowly but surely torn apart. So what I'll say about this movie, it's not your typical horror film. You're not going to, if you're going into this movie looking for jump scares everywhere, it's not for you, probably. It's a very slow building, tension building type of movie. It took me a bit to get into. They do have such strong old English accents, so it took me, that's what really took me a bit to get into, was understanding what was really going on, because of just the way they talk. So it took me a bit to get into it, but once you kind of get into the mood, I'd say it took me about 20 minutes to really get into it, but once I did, I was really invested in the story of it. A lot of faults on some horror films are that the story is just, it's crap, basically, and all you're there is looking for is jump scares. And this one builds at a very eerie, creepy vibe that builds in tension as the movie progresses. Now, I will say I'm not the biggest horror film fan. I saw this movie, it was getting some pretty good buzz, so I was really interested into it. I tend not to go watch movies, horror films that have really crappy reviews, just because I'm not the biggest fan to begin with, and if it's nothing good, then I'm not going to watch it. But this movie does have some very creepy imagery. There's tons of stuff. I don't want to spoil it going into it, but there's lots of imagery that you might pick up on. Even when the movie begins, there's something that you see early on, and I got the vibe, I'm like, this thing is probably going to be bad, and whether it turns out that way or not. The performances were also really great in this movie. Again, I hadn't really heard of any of these people aside from the person who plays Lysa Arryn in Game of Thrones, but yeah, the performances were very well done. The direction, actually, I was really impressed with. He doesn't like to use lots of cuts. There's lots of long takes. Not many. It seemed like they shot this pretty quickly, actually, because one scene, for example, I know I picked up on it in particular, there's probably many of them like this, but one scene, there's basically just two shots you use. You have the one shot of the one person talking, and then a wide shot of the other person talking. So again, the direction was very distinct. There's a distinct style to this film. The score was really well done. It's very creepy. The music, very unique, creepy. So there's a lot to like in this movie, especially from a filmmaking aspect. And like I said, though, don't go into this movie expecting jump scares. There's a couple jumpy moments. There's one part where I jumped in particular. But like I said, it's very creepy, lots of unsettling imagery, very tension building. It'll probably keep you guessing, actually, for a bit of the movie as well, whether this person is this or that person is that. So with all that said, I give The Witch a movie rating of a 7.5 out of 10. It's a very good movie. I don't think it's the greatest thing because it is very slow moving. I know it's kind of the intent of it, and some people won't love it for that. As for my enjoyment rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. Again, not the biggest horror fan, so take it with a grain of salt. There's lots to like in it. I appreciate the script and the filmmaking aspect of it, more so than I was with the overall scariness, if you were to call it that. So let me know if you're looking forward to seeing The Witch in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite horror film, for example. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos each and every week. That is it, and I will talk to y'all later.